One Piece chapter 1129 is here, and we officially know who our fake sun god is, and it's Navigator Roto. Is that how I should say his name? It's impossible to know. That's what the cover story is calling him, and I like the shortened version of his name. What's interesting about Roto is that it seems like creating his own reality is a piece of his story. So theatrics, right? He's very theatrical. He's very dramatic, narrating his own story, reveling in the plot twist. Oh, my world has created its own evil and its own heroes. Ah, this is amazing. And people are like, why is he laughing right now? What's going on? And he's just like, the way the world develops, this my world is becoming its own creation. Oh, how wonderful. Like, he just like is very dramatic. And, it seems like creating, like putting these living pieces into his world, into his cage, and seeing how it plays out, adding animals to it, making his own reality about those animals. This is the ear god, this is the needle god, even though they're animals. They're literally animals in a Lego world with seemingly humans dressed as Elbaf characters. The fact that the walls are mirrors, so the world here is just a room. It's just an old holding cell, like a prison holding cell for giants that has been repurposed to be this world for normal-sized people. But it's not actually a world. The walls are mirrors to warp reality, to create an illusion that the world is bigger than it actually is, that this cage is bigger than it actually is. Even down to the people and the way that they are interacting with this world is, in a way, its own illusion, but I'll explain that in a minute. And then he sticks it all in his little Lego world and he says, this is reality now. And as things go against the reality that he's created, then he views it all as a story, as this big elaborate story that he's watching unfold. So it seems like twisting reality, twisting the narrative as a storyteller is kind of his character trait. It's like who he is as a person. So indulge me for 1 minute. Allow me to be annoying for 1 minute. Back on the track of these mistakes in the inconsistencies that we had at the very beginning when we were dropped into this Lego world and that have kind of stayed, like we're still getting a couple of them here and there. I still wonder if warping reality is a piece of this character. One of my patrons actually pointed out a great example from this chapter, and that's that his son's staff, abruptly turned into a net. Yeah, at the end of the chapter, it's back to being a sun staff again and not a net. So all I'm saying is that it seems possible that Roto's natural, maybe it's his devil fruit, if he has one, that he can warp reality, maybe in small ways, and this little contained world that he's trying to lord over and create his own story and his own world and make his own narrative in this very, dramatic way. It's possible that he has used his devil fruit to affect this world so that reality can kind of warp according to people's whims. Like maybe a sword turning into an axe, or a sword turning into a weather staff, or tattoos changing around, a staff turning into a net. It just seems like it's certainly within the realm of possibilities still that this was all part of this narrative that's being told through this character that is trying to create his own reality, that's trying to warp what's true and force a different sort of perception onto the things that are going around, or it's all just cope. Even in the very first bit of this chapter, he's trying to create an image of pieces of his world that even he himself knows isn't true. You live dolls will pay for what you did to my temple and to my my servants. They're super duper servants and not pets, right? So he knows what reality is, but he's trying to force a perception of a different reality on this place that he's trying to control the narrative of. Some people say that he's being Oda, that this is a self-insert for Oda, and that is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I do think it's incredibly sweet of Luffy that even as they've been under attack, even as this lunatic is chasing after them, after all that's gone down, and they realize that they're in this cage of sorts that they now need to escape, Luffy's like, oh, well, you know, if you put all this effort into this, I don't want to break it. You know, like, you just ate this giant rabbit. But now that you realize that this is someone's care and time has been put into constructing this world, now he's like, well, you know, let's not damage it too much. Of course, the cat still just kind of plows through things, and he's like, hey! Which is amazing. Again, I just love the scenery of this setting. Like, every time I turn the page and we get another angle of the trees and the buildings made of bricks, and now we know that the clouds are pieces of cotton stuck to the wall or hanging from the wall. I so wish there were strings, like visible strings that we could see the cotton hanging from. The more I learn about this little cage that we're in, this little box, this little, what used to be a prison for giants, the more I learn about it, the more I'm just like, I love it. This is where I want to be. I know so many people are like, okay, well, this is a side tangent. It's official. So let's move on. Let's get on to Elbaf. And I get that. I do. And we have escaped officially at the end of this chapter. So you win. But like, I'm happy here. Let me hang out here. So Nami steals a map because she's amazing, memorizes it instantly because she's amazing, and then creates a plan for them, says if we can just keep going straight, we're already halfway there, we'll be able to smash through the walls. As I've already mentioned, Rodo turns his staff into a net and captures the cat, and I love this scene because in each arc, when we get an opportunity, if it happens in each arc, it certainly happens in quite a few of them, when we get the opportunity for Zoro and Sanji to fight side by side, it makes me so happy. I love how much they hate each other. I love how much they bicker and how easily they each just flare up in their temper if the other one just breathes next to them. Like, I love their dynamics, but I love when they fight side by side, when they don't even have to communicate. They don't even have to talk. They just both know exactly what needs to happen right now. And so they both spring into action and together, in this instance, break the net or break through the wall or protect the little girl. I just love it. I also love that instantly Rodo is like, oh, no worries, the ear god will handle this. And there's no reason for us to see the ear god. There's no reason for Oda to show us that design. He died before we arrived in the story. And yet we both get to see the smoking, moldering bones from whatever it was that Luffy did to this rabbit before he ate it. And we actually get the character design. And frankly, it's cute. I mean, it's a feral bunny, but it's cute. But this is what I'm talking about. He just goes into these extreme theatrics where he's like, lovely, wonderful, this too is how the world works. Story without a script, lifelong in my little walled garden. It says unfolding. I'm dyslexic. Unfolding in my little walled garden. I understand them. They are most exciting after all. Now, the world I've created has developed its own evil and its own heroes. And it's just like, he's just so dramatic. He's just so ridiculous. It's like he wants the world to be exactly as he created it to be. No worries. My ear god is going to take care of things. No, the ear god died. Oh, the plot twist. Oh, the excitement. Like, it's just so much. And it's fun. History is being written before my eyes. This is the charm of my little live dolls. The mini world that belongs only to me. Like, he's created his own narrative because he's working with live dolls and not just with figures, because he doesn't just have dolls, but they're alive people. Because they have their own free will, the story creates on its own, and I just have to watch it unfold. It's like he's a little bit not right in that. And calm down. So Usopp tries to shoot through the wall, only cracks the glass. Again, I'm sure everybody is saying this at this point, but starting Usopp off as not showing off at all, in fact, like continually kind of getting knocked down with the things that he tries to do, if he is going to shine in this arc, starting off to emphasize how far behind he is from some of the other Straw Hats, only to let us see that full character arc, you know, it makes sense to me. Luffy used mini Gear 4, so I guess he's able to isolate Gear 4 just in that one arm, and then he's gonna try to punch through the wall as well. Also, it should be noted that here the characters, and this is what I talked about at the beginning of the chapter, the people who are living inside of this world, who have been here for a long time, when they realize that they might be getting free when the glass cracks or when he's attacking, they say, "This might be our chance. The way out is open to us. Let's flee while we can. Tell the others." So this is what I was referring to at the beginning of the chapter, that even the characters within this world that are playing out this reality, like saying, "Oh, the ear god, he'll help us. Oh, the needle god, we must attend to his needs, this castle. The sun god who takes care of us," right? Like they were playing into the narrative the whole time. But the fact that they've just been waiting for their chance to get free means that they too probably have just been playing into this reality alongside everybody else. That this isn't a reality that they ever actually believed, but they were just placating because the sun god seems to be a bit batty. And so they're trying to play along because it's a survival game from their perspective. But for them too, this is a warping of reality. For them too, this is a bit of theater that they are forced to put on because they're in this cage. So really around every corner, we're seeing glimpses of this world that at first we think, are we in Elbath? But in reality, every little element is not what it first appears to be. Every little element is a warped side of what it initially appears. And then I love that Nami's like, so, like, let's pretend some sort of natural disaster happened. Like, nobody would naturally, like, blame a person on that, right? Like, I'm not going to get in trouble for this thing that I'm planning on doing, right? Like, I love her personality so much when she gets into these mischievous, trickster, sort of conniving sort of things where she's like, I have a plan. I don't want to get in trouble, so I can blame this on natural disasters, right? I'm gonna skip over Sanji being a perv and Roto being a perv and go straight to Nami being awesome. So Nami does a lightning blast and absolutely halts this fake sun god in his tracks. And I'm so happy to report to you that this is the art piece that T'Seen depicted this week. And this has got to be my favorite T'Seen piece in a bit, which is saying a lot because she never misses. But I love this piece so much. Look at Nami. Look at how powerful she looks. Look at how capable and strong and confident she is with that weather staff in her hands. I love the darkness around her and the light that is coming from this lightning blast. She looks like an Elbath warrior in this scene. As always, T'Seen is linked in the description, so please do show her love because my goodness, this piece this week is so incredible. But I'm so glad she chose this because Nami has been on fire in this arc. Since we started in this new world, this Lego world, Nami was the one, she was our entry point. She was the one that woke up here and that we followed first. And in this hostile environment that instantly started attacking her, she attacked back. She defended herself right away. Then she looked for someone else to defend her. She wanted to be protected. She didn't want to be on her own, understandably so. And when she found Usopp also under attack, she ended up defending him too. She ended up taking out the cat that was, or not taking out, but, you know, stopping, halting the cat that was attacking him. She also gave us some amazing faces, which is not relevant to what I'm talking about, but I just wanted a reason to put these on the screen. Like I said, she steals a map, memorizes it immediately, and then directs them on their way out, reminding us of why she's such an essential asset to this team. And in this chapter, she attacks the fake sun god and halts him, giving them the opening to be able to get out of here. I love that in an arc where our antagonist is a navigator, you know, Navigator Roto, that our navigator is the one that's really getting the greatest emphasis. She's the one that's shining and that we're actually seeing her and how capable she is. And I also love that she's not really losing who she is. You know, she's still scared. She still runs away. She still looks for someone to protect her. She still is conniving and tries to find a way to not take the spotlight even when she has to step forward and attack. She's not like the strong female character TM where she's just like super capable, shoves everybody aside. I can handle myself. I don't need anyone's help. Like, she's Nami. She's not trying to be the best fighter in the group. She has other goals and she will defer to other people to fight for her. But if she has to fight, we're reminded that she actually has incredible power backing her up and she's very capable with it. I love that about her, and I love that that's who she's been in this arc. So the chapter ends with Luffy actually punching through the wall. We get a quick flash of everybody, and again, just want to point out, Nami looks so cute in her little panel. And they're outside. Where is outside? I don't know. I still don't really think it's Elbaf, to be honest with you. Mostly because when they were abducted, I think I said this in the last chapter review, when they were abducted, they mentioned that they were a couple days out from Elbaf, so it just seems that it's just more likely that they're not. Maybe they're on a remote island somewhere that is also a giant island, just not Elbaf. Or maybe they're at sea and in a different ship that has cabins that are a bunch of rooms full of a bunch of alternate realities that Rodo has created and is maintaining in his like weird, I want to create a narrative. This land is doing this story, and this land is doing this story, and oh, the fun I'm having watching these stories unfold, right? But wherever we are, I am looking forward to seeing where we go next, even though I sincerely have loved this world and I've loved what we've been doing. I'm perfectly happy to continue on to the next thing and to see what else we have going on. What do you think? Did you like these chapters? Are you enjoying our Legoland plotline? Are you ready to be done with it? What are some things that you picked up on that I didn't talk about? I would love to chat with you more in the comments, so please do talk with me more. I'll see you again soon. Bye.